Would you like to play a game?
It's a music making game show where we roll the dice cause we don't know where to go. It's a music making game show. Let's hear what happens. Chance Jams!
Hi, I would love to play a game, but I'm hosting this game, and technically I only exist in this weird void, so playing a game, that's a little tough. Well, and really, can we even call this a game show? We don't have a shiny set, there's nothing really at stake here. The one prize is the satisfaction of starting a song. Anyways, this is Chance Jams, and I'm your host, DJD. This is where we roll dice to determine how to start writing a song. Why don't we take a look at the board of chances to learn what quests are available for the songwriting challenge? What we see here are 20 quests to help our brave songwriter discover a tune they may have not considered writing. Which quests will the D20 pick today? Josh, go ahead and roll it.
11. Mood shifter.
All right, mood shifter. Well, when you roll an 11, your song must shift between two contrasting emotions, like joyful, sad, angry, calm, anxious, hopeful, mysterious. Chaotic. What moods do you want to see? Josh, go ahead and roll a couple D8s.
All right, we got 3 and 8. Angry and aggressive, chaotic and unpredictable. I certainly feel like what we're doing here is a bit chaotic and unpredictable.
Chaotic and unpredictable indeed. Josh, way to roll two emotions that, while they are contrasting, they can go hand in hand. Now, how do we transition between these two emotions? Should it be a sharp contrast? Call and response. Why don't you roll a D6 to find out?
So we rolled a 5.
The hidden shift. Start subtly in one mood and have the listener realize it's transformed by the end. Could be tricky. How are you going to do that?
I have no fucking clue.
Okay, well, I believe in you, Josh. Let the songwriting journey commence.
Got a guitar connected just directly to my interface. Took a little time to come up with some riff, and today I will be using the Archetype Gojira X plugin. So to start off with, we are going to use the JD Rhythm 2. I found the tempo 140, worked well for that. We're just playing in 4/4. Let's at least scratch this initial idea out. I don't play guitar as often as I should. Let's come up with the drum part. I loaded up an instance of Contact 8 with the Get Good Drums new metal kit. Yeah, at least for right now, I don't personally feel like programming in all the different hits. So I'm going to rely on some of the MIDI grooves that are provided. DJD, do you care to comment on what MIDI allows us to do?
As defined on MIDI.org, MIDI 1.0 is a ubiquitous protocol that allows different musical instruments and devices to communicate with each other using digital messages. MIDI 1.0 was first published in 1983, the outcome of collaboration between various manufacturers.
We can just click and hold on the export button, and that will give us the MIDI groove. And so if I double click on that clip, we can see what's getting hit here. I notice like our kicks are pretty weak, and I actually want those kicks to be stronger. So I'm just selecting all the kicks, and I'm just going to bring those all up to 127. So what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the velocity, or how hard the hit actually is, in this case for the kick. And because I brought them all up to 127, now they're all equal. Some of their velocities were a little different. So I'm going to bring those down to like 120. It's like imagine sitting at a drum set and you're stomping on the kick pedal, right? So we're not hitting it as hard as we can, but we're pretty close. Let's bring up that hit. Okay, I'm happy with that. Like, I know this is just like a stock groove. Anyways, how about we record a second guitar part? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate both of these tracks. So we'll just call this guitar 2. I'm going to pick a different guitar tone than what we were using, and then I'll play the same thing, but this will just make the guitars wider, should make it heavier. So we're gonna hard pan these guitars. I like that. I'm thinking we'll probably start off palm muted and then take this open part here. So why don't we bring these up here? So I'm gonna just duplicate that drum loop there, and we are just going to record the second non-palm muted guitar part. I think I kind of want to do, what do I want to do here? Do I want to do some production guitars? So we just want these like really big, wide guitars, right? Ooh, I like that. I do like that. Why don't we add a little bass to the mix? So yeah, for that, we are going to rely on the Nolly bass library. So the same makers of the Get Good Drums. I was off on my timing there, so just gonna duplicate that. Ba da da da. Ba da. So C sharp, B, A, and then the open G sharp.
Did you know that this song is in C sharp minor? Do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, do.
I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I think I maybe came up with at least this start of a chaotic, unpredictable idea. At least the second part. That's cool. Yeah, on the second guitar, I opted for like the ending to go just like that. Would that, is that a fourth? Or is that because this would be a fifth? So is that a seventh? It is a pretty abrupt change there. It's 8:45 in the evening. I have not had dinner yet. I think I need to take a break.
Josh is taking a break? Oh, okay. Well, didn't invite me. What do you think he's doing?
Love it. Okay, all together. Okay, while taking a break, I was trying to think of like, okay, how should we transition to this? Because I did roll the hidden shift. It's pretty cool. Okay, so rather than warp by beats for these, why don't we warp with Complex Pro? So DJD, help us with the warp definitions.
Do I look like some fairy godmother you can just summon all the time when you don't want to explain something? Oh, I'm the host of the show, so okay. As written in Ableton's Live user manual, warping allows for seamless beat matching, rhythmic experimentation, and sound design, as well as track synchronization during playback and live performances. Live's warp modes use different granular synthesis techniques to manipulate time by repeating or omitting segments of the audio. These segments are referred to as grains. Each warp mode has a specific way of selecting, overlapping, and crossfading grains, which affects how the audio is stretched or compressed. Because of this, some warp modes are best suited for certain kinds of audio material, depending on the original tonal characteristics. While warping can be used for precise time stretching, there are also many creative ways to alter a sample's rhythm for more experimental results.
Thanks, DJD. Maybe some of you are like, this is cheating. You should have played it that way. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Like, this is what we're doing right now. Okay. I think this might work. Do I have any ideas for this?
Sometimes we hit blocks in the creative process, and that's okay. Try exporting the track, change your scenery, and listen for new ideas. All right, well, let's get back to see what Josh is up to in the studio.
Okay, I did end up having some ideas, actually. Some of the drum patterns I did end up changing. Versus what we originally brought in. The guitar parts largely left the same, however, I think it's pretty cool. It's an element that we're already familiar with, but we're reimagining that element to introduce a bit of chaos, maybe a bit of unpredictability, and then ultimately lead us into the next part of this jam, this cool little impact that we had here. So one other thing that I did with this, with the guitar glitch, so I created a little audio effect rack that gives us a few parameters, just like with the regular guitars, EQ'd out some low end frequencies there using a high pass filter. And then I added a roar effect to add even more glitch elements. And then, yeah, using Transit 2 from Baby Audio and Andrew Wong. As we can see here, we have a number of parameters that are being automated. Essentially, I'm ramping up the level of that particular effect. This is just ear candy for me. I did add in another element of percussion. Yeah, so sure you can tell my voice is kind of gone. The reason for that is because quiet. I recorded some vocals for this idea. I had a lot of fun doing it. I recorded 3 different tracks of lyrics. I tripled the performance of these vocals to just make them a little thicker sounding and reinforce certain parts throughout the lyrical content. And you know what? Let's just listen to what we have here.
This valley is covered in a blanket of dust, lighting our vision and choking our lungs. The lake is drying, the arsenic air, it will take everyone with it. How do what is dying? How do we get back what's gone?
All right, yeah, that's the Chance Jam, episode 3. This was a lot of fun.
Well, I sure enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. Freaking awesome job, Josh. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching, and here's an inspiration chip for your efforts. There's several more of these if you want to like, comment, share. Any inspiration goes a long way. One announcement before we go. We have a few other music quests here at Chance Jam Studios, and maybe we'll show some of that progress here, but there will be a slight delay to the release of the next episode. Josh, let's roll the dice to see what you'll be playing the next round.
Let's see what we'll be playing in episode 4 then.
A 6? That's a speed round, and I mean, you kind of played a speed round the first episode. Sure, it was management's fault that we didn't have the Chance Jam's Player's Handbook, so yeah, you were pretty much winging it. That's fair. Me too. That's kind of a given. But here we are. Why don't you roll another dice? Okay, roll with advantage. So another
You've gotta be
6.
kidding me.
Now, I think you might. No. Don't
okay.
roll a third. If you roll a third 6, we are not prepared for that. All right. Well, next episode.
So we're gonna
we'll
play
be
another
playing a
speed round, but we're gonna play a
with new
speed
and
round
improved
the right way.
tables. Well, this was fun. Toodles.
Okay.
Love you.
See you in the next episode.